Hi everyone, welcome back to Life of Khushi. So आज के वीडियो में I'm going to talk about 5 things that you should keep in mind if you're planning to come to UK for your studies. So the first thing is something which is really important as well, opening a bank account. So this is a very straightforward process here in the UK. Bank account open करना, you just have to do an online application. उसमें आपको अपना आइडेंटिटी वेरिफिकेशन के सारे प्रूफ्स वगैरह डालने रहते हैं. यू हैव टू टेक अ पिक्चर. उसके बाद में आप अपना जब एप्लीकेशन सबमिट करते हो तब से इट टेक्स लाइक अ फ्यू डेज फॉर देम टू गेट योर कार्ड डिलीवर्ड एंड फॉर यू टू गेट योर अदर अकाउंट डिटेल्स एज वेल. तो इफ़ आई रिमेंबर इट करेक्टली, जब मैंने अपना प्रोसेस किया था तो मुझे मेरा कार्ड आने में आई थिंक 3 weeks अराउंड लग गए थे. दे सेंड 2 different थिंग्स, लाइक एक पोस्ट से आपका कार्ड आता है, दूसरे में देर इज़ लाइक वेरिफिकेशन नंबर और समथिंग. एंड आई रिमेंबर उस टाइम पे HSBC का प्रोसेसिंग टाइम वॉज very long because obviously like a lot of people are applying, and when there are like so many applications it takes time for the banks to process it as well. So another thing that you can do is, if you want like an access to instant UK account, you can open an account with Revolut or Monzo. These are very popular virtual banks here. तो इसमें क्या होता है कि आप जैसे ही रिवोल्यूट या मोन्जो पे साइन अप करोगे, यू विल गेट योर अकाउंट डिटेल्स एंड यू विल गेट अ virtual card that you can add to your Apple wallet, and you can also get a physical card delivered if you want. That takes I think around 3 to 4 days. So Revolut and Monzo are like 2 virtual banks which are very popular in the UK. बहुत सारे लोग इनको यूज़ करते हैं, and there are some people who only have accounts with the virtual banks, but I have like with Lloyd's and with Monzo both. I feel it's better to have like an account with some like popular mainstream conventional bank. तो मैंने दोनों अकाउंट्स बना के रखे हैं. एंड मोन्जो से इवन इफ यू आर ट्रैवलिंग अराउंड यूरोप, नो, सो दैट इज समथिंग आई रियली लाइक. I have been to like India, I have used that card there. I have been to the US and in Europe. Monzo doesn't charge you a transaction fee, which is something Lloyd does. So whenever I'm traveling, I only use my Monzo card. I don't use my Lloyd's card because उस पे conversion rate लगता है and Monzo पे नहीं लगता है. So I feel it's good to have a virtual bank account as well. Then second thing is finding a student accommodation. So this is something which is one of the like most stressful thing a student goes through in their like studying abroad journey. आई रिमेंबर मेरे लिए वो वाला टाइम कितना ज़्यादा स्ट्रेसफुल था. मैंने इतनी सारी रिसर्च करी थी, and I came across Amberstudent. So Amberstudent is a platform which caters to all your student accommodation needs. They have like lots and lots of properties listed. They have different filters like distance from the universities, amenities you want, and you can also like sign up on their website, and after that one of their executives will get in touch with you. आप उनको बता सकते हो सिंपली कि आपको कैसी प्रॉपर्टी चाहिए, कितना डिस्टेंस चाहिए. मैंने साइन अप ही किया था, उसके बाद में लाइक देयर वाज एन एग्जीक्यूटिव हु वाज हैंडलिंग माय केस. तो ही कॉल्ड मी अप, ही वांटेड टू नो लाइक मेरे क्या क्या रिक्वायरमेंट्स है. मैंने बताया मुझे यूनिवर्सिटी से डिस्टेंस वाज समथिंग विच रियली मैटर्ड टू मी, because UK ka weather is not always the best, no. So I was like, I don't want something which is like very far, like 30 minutes walk on a normal day can be okay, but if it's raining a lot, then that is a lot. So I wanted around 15-20 minutes walk, not more than that. A good bus connectivity, and if there's a grocery store nearby. So all of these questions I would ask my executive, and he answered all of those for me, which felt like such a big blessing. And if you're getting your process done through Amber, then you don't have to worry about the paperwork. They sort out everything for you. And one of the most important things is that they offer you the lowest prices guaranteed. They have this policy, a price match policy, कि अगर आपको कहीं पे दिखता है कि एम्बर से कम रेट्स है, which personally I have never seen, तो you can point it out to them and they will do you a prize match. So if you're an international student looking for an accommodation abroad, then do check out Amber Students. I will attach the link in the description box below, so you can sign up, and either you can explore the properties yourself, or you can, like, just fill out that form and one of their executives will get in touch with you. Now, the third point we will discuss today is the public transportation. So, if you are in a big city like London, then there's obviously like a lot of commute, and they have different modes of transportation as well. There are like tubes, there are buses, trams in some areas, water taxis, and mm, ये सब बहुत like confusing हो जाता है, figuring out the routes and all. So there is this app called City Mappers जो कि काफ़ी helpful रहती है. It shows you all the different routes and which is the fastest one. So it's worth checking that app out. And you can also obviously always check Google Maps. I personally prefer using Google Maps more, बट कभी कभार उस पर सारे रूट्स एंड सारे टाइम्स उतने एक्यूरेट नहीं रहते, बट आई थिंक 95-98% ऑफ द टाइम्स इट्स good only. And another important thing if you are in London is that get an Oyster card, because it gets you like the cheapest tickets. Everyone who's in London is always using the Oyster card. That way आपका जो travel रहता है वो इतना expensive नहीं रहता है, because if you will tap and pay for every journey it will sum up to like a higher amount, and with Oyster card your tickets are discounted. And if you're not in London, if you are in some other city like Leeds, then there are like just buses. There are trams in Manchester and some other cities too. So if you're talking about Leeds जैसे, तो यहाँ पे buses रहती हैं, and buses and walking से पूरा हो ही जाता है, because it's like a small compact city. And buses में there are like 3-4 different companies की buses which are running. So you can take like a bus pass which is there like monthly or annually depending on like आपको कितना bus का requirement है. And always check for like student prices. Even pass में या फिर like आप day ticket भी ले रहे हो तो भी student prices जो रहते हैं those are discounted. So make sure that you are asking about that. And there is also an app called M Card here in Leeds. तो अगर आप उसका पास लेते हो, आप उसका अगर डे पास भी लेते हो ना, तो यू कैन ट्रैवल इन द बसेस ऑफ लाइक एनी ऑफ दीज कंपनीज विच आर देयर, लाइक फर्स्ट बस और अरीवा. बट अगर आपने जैसे अरीवा से डे पास लिया है तो आप फर्स्ट बस की बस में नहीं जा सकते हो. बट ऑन द अदर हैंड अगर आपने एम कार्ड से पास लिया है तो आप फर्स्ट बस, अरीवा, किसी भी कंपनी की बस में जा सकते हो. सो इट्स गुड टू चेक ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स पहले से ही. Another thing which is essential is to keep a track of your expenses and do budgeting. It's important that you start this as soon as you come, because what happens is कि आप ऐसे transactions कर रहे हो तो realize नहीं होता है. ऐसा लगता है कि छोटा सा ही transaction है, but all of those small transactions, if you total them, then it ends up being like a huge amount. तो and especially like जो international students रहते हैं, they are on a budget, and India to UK, even the currency conversion is crazy. So there are different apps that you can use to budget and keep a check of your expenses. There's Mint, there's Spending, there are like a lot of free templates on Notion as well. And Monzo, the virtual bank I talked about earlier, even they have an inbuilt budgeting feature where you can like categorize your expenses. I use Spending the most, like because I just keep like a check of my daily expenses. तो उसमें you can just like do the entries. उसमें कुछ categories inbuilt रहती हैं, बाकी categories you can add. So I feel like for me it's the simplest to use. I don't want to make it very complex also. तो मैंने कुछ अपनी खुद की कैटेगरीज बनाई हैं. लाइक आई डोंट ऐड ऑल द ग्रोसरीज टुगेदर, आई हैव सेग्रीगेटेड इट फ्रॉम लाइक डिफरेंट ग्रोसरी स्टोर्स. तो आई हैव कैटेगरीज लाइक सेन्सबरी, टेस्को, कोऑप, देन कॉफ़ी एंड ईटिंग आउट, बिकॉज ऐसी सारी चीज़ें लाइक अगर आपको एक्सपेंसेस कट डाउन करने हैं तो ऐसे कैटेगरीज अगर आपकी होंगी तो यू कैन इजीली सी वेयर इट इज़ दैट यू हैव टू कट डाउन. लाइक मुझे स्टार्टिंग में रियलाइज़ हुआ था दैट कॉफ़ी के लिए आई वॉज स्पेंडिंग अ लॉट, एंड honestly at some cafes in the university even the coffee was not that great. So I was like, you know what, instead of like buying my coffee outside every day, I'll just carry it in like an insulated mug. So that's what I started doing. I like the taste of my coffee more, and I was not spending on that every day. Because अगर आप रोज ऐसा 2 cups coffee खरीदते हो, it will easily cost you around like 7, 8, 9 pounds, somewhere between that, depending on where are you getting from and what size your coffee is. तो इसीलिए like expense tracking is something I recommend everyone should do. Now the final thing that we are going to discuss today is the UK weather, because it's like so unpredictable and crazy, and I have seen a lot of students struggle with it because actually like थोड़ा difficult हो जाता है. Like most of the students come in September, October around. During those months usually the weather is good. तो नवंबर अराउंड से ठंडी आना स्टार्ट होती है, एंड जो सनसेट का टाइम है वो कम होने लगता है. लाइक नवंबर एंड दिसंबर तक, आई थिंक द ईयर आई केम इन 2022, तब तक पूरा अंधेरा हो जाता था. लाइक सनसेट आई थिंक अराउंड 4 o'clock तक तो डेफिनेटली हो जाता था. वी हैड दिस लेक्चर विच स्टार्टेड एट लाइक 3 p.m. or something around that, and it was 2 hours. We got out like by 5:10, and तब तक हम आके देखते थे कि पूरा अंधेरा हो गया. तो that was very strange. तो I think to deal with that, maybe like try to get as much as daylight you can get during the daytime. Go for walks, and maybe like create a good ambience in your room. Put on some lights. Like that's what I did. And in terms of like clothing also, like layering is the best, because अंदर हर जगह heating रहती है, so you have to take off your coat and jacket. You can't sit in a classroom with that because it gets so hot. So layering is the best way to dress up if you are in the UK. And get an umbrella, like carry a small umbrella with you at all times, and also get a like light raincoat or a puffer jacket with the hood, so that it's water resistant and it's covering your head as well. And umbrella, I feel if you can get from India then that is better, because मैं इंडिया से जो umbrella लेके आई थी वो अभी तक भी है मेरे पास. बाकी मैंने यहाँ जो umbrellas खरीदे हैं, I think I bought a lot of umbrellas here, but वो it gets like so windy, तो वो पूरे उल्टे हो जाते हैं. A lot of them like broke, so it's like not really that good here. And probably the good ones are like super expensive. अभी तक तो मुझे कुछ मिला नहीं. एंड एक्चुअली यहाँ पे मुझे बहुत स्ट्रेंज लगता था स्टार्टिंग में. आई सॉ द पीपल हेयर, I have rarely seen someone like local with an umbrella. Like होते हैं लोग obviously, but the percentage of those people is very less. Most of the people are like wearing a light raincoat or like just their puffer jacket and with the hood on. तो मुझे वो पहले बहुत स्ट्रेंज लगता था, बट आफ्टर अ फ्यू मंथ्स आई रियलाइज ओके दैट इज़ द वे टू गो. सो नाउ इवन आई डू दैट. लाइक व्हेन इट्स रेनिंग आई जस्ट पुट ऑन माई पफर जैकेट एंड आई कवर माई सेल्फ विद द हुड. एक तो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स यहाँ पे बारिश की इंटेंसिटी बहुत ज़्यादा होती नहीं है, तो लाइक it's just like light rain, so you are good to go with that. But in case like it can be obviously more also, so it's good to carry a light raincoat or an umbrella. So those are my 5 tips that you should keep in mind if you're planning to come to the UK for your studies. And मैंने सभी देखा आज के वीडियो में, my plushies were there with me as well. I love soft toys, and I was just sitting on my couch today, and this is where like I keep all of them. And my friends know that I love plushies, so I have gotten a lot of them as gifts as well. So they're all here. So अगर आपको कुछ भी और questions हो, या there's anything you want to know, then let me know in the comment section below. I will definitely include that in my future videos. And thanks a lot for watching. Bye.